This is what happened when China brought military-grade engineering into the civilian RV market with the Dongfeng MS600, a platform built not as a traditional motorhome, but as a heavy-duty off-road base for extreme overlanding builds. The Dongfeng Mengshi MS600 isn't a typical RV at all, because it starts life as a full-size chassis cab derived directly from active-duty military vehicles, specifically the PLA's third-generation Mengshi armored transport, and it's meant to be converted into campers, emergency units, or expedition rigs rather than sold as a finished vehicle. That distinction changes everything, and it's exactly why this platform is getting attention in the RV space. Instead of following the usual formula, where RVs are built on commercial vans or trucks with comfort as the priority, this one begins with durability, modularity, and off-road capability, which shifts the entire purpose of the vehicle. Stretching close to 6 meters in length, the structure relies on a ladder frame design built to carry heavy loads and survive harsh conditions, which means it operates in environments where most motorhomes simply wouldn't last. And that's where things start to separate. Rather than locking buyers into one design, Dongfeng left the platform open, with over 20 square meters of modification space and adjustable wheelbase configurations, which allowed builders to create more than 20 different vehicle types, including fully equipped camper conversions. So when this shows up as an RV, it isn't coming from the factory that way. It's the result of a platform designed to be transformed. Now the powertrain tells you exactly what kind of vehicle this really is. At the center sits a 6.7-liter turbocharged inline-six diesel, developed through a Dongfeng Cummins joint venture, producing 231 kilowatts, or about 314 horsepower, along with 1,050 newton-meters of torque, available low in the rev range. Those numbers already sound strong. Yet the real story comes after the engine sends power through the drivetrain, because a 6-speed automatic, a 4-speed transfer case, permanent all-wheel drive, and wheel side reducers combine to deliver up to 20,000 newton-meters of torque at the wheels. That level of output doesn't belong to a typical RV. It belongs to something designed to climb, haul, and crawl over terrain most vehicles avoid entirely. Speed was never the goal here, and that becomes clear with a top speed around 140 kilometers per hour, reinforcing that this machine is built for endurance rather than highway comfort. And that leads directly into its off-road capability. Ground clearance reaches 340 millimeters, water crossings go beyond 850 millimeters, and approach and departure angles allow it to handle steep terrain, while vertical obstacles over 400 millimeters can be cleared without hesitation. Those numbers matter. Compared to most RVs, this sits in a completely different category of capability. For retirees or RV buyers, the implication is straightforward, because this platform isn't trying to compete with a Class C motorhome. It's aimed at people who want to travel far beyond paved roads. Remote terrain becomes the focus. Extreme environments become part of the plan. Cold weather doesn't stop it either, since the system is engineered to operate in temperatures as low as -41 degrees Celsius, and features like fuel heating are available to support that kind of use. And that's where the priorities become obvious. This platform favors survival and function over comfort, which carries into the interior. Inside the cabin, a mix of modern and old-school design shows up immediately, where a 12.8-inch touchscreen and digital instrument cluster sit alongside a physical key ignition and even a cigarette lighter. That combination feels unusual. Controls lean heavily toward physical buttons, especially for climate systems, and a 220-volt household socket adds practical utility rather than luxury appeal. And that's when the optional equipment starts to stand out. Buyers can add night vision systems, front-mounted winches, dual generators, and advanced driver assistance features, which turns the vehicle into something closer to specialized equipment than a recreational product. The focus stays on function. Comfort takes a back seat. That design approach does come with trade-offs, and this is where the weaknesses show up clearly. Interior materials rely heavily on hard plastics. Safety features remain limited, with some export versions listing only 2 airbags. and no recognized crash test ratings have been published. Fuel consumption also becomes a major downside, especially for a vehicle approaching 4 tons in weight. None of that aligns with traditional RV expectations, and that's the point. This platform doesn't follow the same rules. Within China, it effectively created its own category, since no other manufacturer offers a near 6-meter military-derived diesel chassis cab at this price level. Comparisons to vehicles like the Toyota Land Cruiser 300 or the Ford F-150 help provide context, yet neither fully matches what this platform delivers, because the MS600 is heavier, more specialized, and far less focused on everyday driving. This is a tool first. Everything else comes later. And that direction is starting to expand beyond China. In 2024, the first batch of 8 units reached the Americas, marking an early step into international markets, while plans for localized production in Russia signal further expansion. That shift matters. It shows that platforms like this aren't staying domestic anymore. Even with that momentum, production remains limited, and no public sales figures have been released, which keeps this firmly in niche territory. And that leads to the bigger picture. The MS600 represents a different way of thinking about RV platforms, where capability comes first and comfort gets added later, rather than the other way around. Military-grade durability defines the base. Extreme off-road performance sets the limits. Modularity allows builders to shape it into whatever they need. For buyers interested in serious overlanding, that combination opens doors most vehicles can't reach. For others used to traditional motorhomes, it may feel too raw, too heavy, and too focused on utility. That contrast defines its place in the market. The Dongfeng MS600 isn't trying to replace the RVs people already know, because it's building something entirely different. A platform where the idea of a motorhome starts with a military backbone and evolves into an off-road living machine. And that shift is exactly why it's getting attention.